Hello, everyone. He's Josh,
And he's Andrew.
and we are
Dads.
Who
Who? Swing.
Swing.
We're killing it. It's so
Oh,
good.
it's so good, so good. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna get any better. Josh, it's the 2 days after daylight savings. It's nice. I mean, the sunrise today was beautiful, but yesterday was not our best day as parents.
I wonder where did it affect us like this as much when we were younger?
100%.
It did.
Uh-huh. I don't know if our parents it's one of those things, like I'm sure it makes sense, like doing the whole daylight savings, bring forward, fall back thing. I'm sure it made sense when everybody worked on a farm, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but why are we still doing it is just my biggest question.
So the one that really threw me for a loop is we had like a family dinner with friends last night, and finding out that it's not just like Saskatchewan and the Yukon that don't do it, but there's like multiple different municipalities throughout like northwestern, northeastern BC, and a couple other ones I think out east that just the municipalities like, no, we're not doing it,
Oh,
which is weird, right?
yeah.
I mean, huge flex on their part. I respect that. Like, we're not doing this thing that the whole country does. This one little county.
No. Yeah, and like how does that work too if you're like scheduling something and you're not from there? It's like, "Oh, we're scheduling delivery. It'll be there at 3 p.m."
Yeah,
But it's there at 2 p.m.?
yeah,
Like you don't know. Is it like an email, part of their email signature that just goes out like, please
yeah.
respect our decision to not participate in daylight savings time?
Please don't push your daylight savings agenda on us.
Yeah.
We're not buying into it.
I know Arizona is a state that doesn't do it. And I used to have a colleague that would work there, but then it was always a headache to figure out, is it this time of year where they're 3 hours behind or are they 2 hours behind? Like, what do you tell me? You tell
Yeah.
me what
What
time you
what
want the
time
meeting
is
at.
it?
Yeah.
What time is it there? I'm gonna look at my clock.
Yeah. And then trying to figure out there. But our kids were okay during the day yesterday.
Mhm.
However, both were wide awake at 5:30, which is really 6:30, so it's not the end of the world. But I lost my selfish time yesterday morning when I got up at 5, and then half hour later I was just on dad duty for the next little bit for the
Well,
next.
it's funny. I was making a coffee when I you had messaged this morning and we were just chatting before, and all I hear upstairs is, "Daddy." Look over at the clock, and it still had a four. The hour was a four when I first heard this. I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, it doesn't. Yesterday was the longest day. Like it did feel like a couple times I had checked and I looked over and I saw like 9:30 or 10 on the stove, and I asked my wife, I was like, "Did you change it? Like please tell me you changed it back. Like that's not the old 9:30, right? That's the new 9:30 because it feels like the old 9:30."
It's and it the thing is the morning time's not the issue, right? Her waking up at 4:52, whatever, not a big deal. Now it's on the back end is where I know we're gonna pay for it.
Yeah, and
It's tonight.
I wonder if we flip, like it kind of flips from fall to spring. I know when you spring ahead, the morning ain't so bad because you're like, "Oh wow, they slept until 8:30." You lie to yourself.
Yeah,
They slept till 8:30. They're so good. We nailed sleep, and then it's like they're up till 11 p.m.
yeah.
But it's not true. It's really the 10 p.m., which is still not great. But
Yeah, I was gonna say not great at that point because again, I don't know what your kids were like, but with my daughter, it's the later she stays up, it seems to be the earlier she's gonna get up in the morning, and you're like, this is the worst thing you're doing to yourself. You don't actually have to do this, sweetheart. You can go to bed right now. You can stay in it. You don't have to get up.
we struggle with sleep. Our daughter wasn't too bad, but she's hit a corner, no man's corner. Recently, our son has been a fight pretty much his entire life, but it's something we don't understand either. But we're starting to see the pattern there, where yeah, the later they go to bed, the earlier they're up. They're more tired they are the next day. The less likely they actually want to go to bed, and the cycle
Yeah.
just perpetuates itself and feast on the the badness already happening.
So we were one of those really, really lucky families for like the first 2 full years of our daughter's life. She slept amazingly. Like after 6 weeks, old, she slept the entire night. The only
Mm,
time she woke up would be if she had to eat and straight back down. Which for anyone else listening or any of our millennial dads out there or soon to be dads, if you find yourself someone whose kid sleeps, don't tell people that. Nobody wants to hear it.
no,
Nobody wants that. I
no.
learned that real quick and I learned it once. So like, okay, duly noted. Duly noted.
The other, I think, and that's the biggest part too, is like we're already running all these formulas and equations and algorithms on like, he watched 20 minutes of TV today, and he had a little banana before, but this is the perfect recipe.
Yeah.
You blame yourself so much, like you take so much of that onus on that you're like, oh, it's our fault he's not sleeping, and oh, it's this that he's waking up in the middle of the night once or twice or whatever. And it's like each one is another chink in the armor. But then you do find that the vast majority, or we found, like we just had a Halloween party and we were all commiserating together, where no kids are sleeping or doing these things
Yeah.
and stuff, and it's like far and few between kids sleep throughout the night, and it's it's nothing. Like there's probably are some things you're responsible for, but man, it's such a crapshoot. I find.
Oh, we're paying for it now because it's very few go nights go through without her waking up or crawling in our room or yelling from hers. Like literally, it was like 11:30. I'd been asleep for an hour last night,
Mm.
and I hear Dad. I look up, standing right there, like face to face, side of the bed. Love that. Perfect
Terrifying.
time. Love it. Terrifying. Just some little girl in her PJs standing right there, hair wild. Can you just rub my back while I fall back asleep? Really? Did this need to happen? And of course, I know, and again, the sentimental side of it, I know we're getting so close to this not happening much anymore, ever again. And it's just like the same with the picking her up. You know that you're not gonna know, but one day it is gonna be the last time you pick her up, and you're gonna be like, shoot, I should have picked her up again, right? It's just
Yeah.
like I wish I know that if I didn't go and rub her back, even though I know that's caving in or that's dad's little girl or wrapped her on their finger, whatever it is, I would kick myself if all of a sudden that's never happened again.
Two things I want to touch on this point, and the first one is like the caving in part. I think it is. I don't remember my parents doing like the co-sleep in. Like we'll fall asleep in your room kind of thing. It was very
Yeah.
much like, hey, sorry, shut the door, figure this out. Or if I did get up, it was like, okay, like you're going back to bed, but pretty much like, hey, you're going back to bed. Let's go to sleep. More of the co-sleeping is that must be a generational thing,
I think so.
you know? Um, what do you guys do? And like how like is it kind of embarrassing? I get a little embarrassed like doing it, like talking about it to my parents, my aunts and uncles when they bring it up or it comes up in conversation, but at the same time I'm like in the middle of the night, I just don't see the other course of action as being the best thing to do.
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but I like to remind my parents pretty often. I have no idea who these soft grandparents are all the time. And don't get me wrong, I had an amazing upbringing, amazing childhood, but I know for a fact I could take that one to the bank that they're 100% softer with my daughter and their other grandkids than they were with us growing up. But I don't know what it was. Is growing up, and you may have been the same. I was afraid to leave my room at night, and
Yeah.
not like terrified, like oh my god, I have to stay in here and pee in the corner. No, no, but like if I'm messing around or I'm goofing around in my room and my parents here, like remember how many times did you get yelled at from your dad's at the bottom of the stairs or whatever, yelling up to you and your friends in his underwear because you're goofing around at night,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
but back to your other question, no, I don't remember like strolling downstairs and crawling into my parents' bed or them coming in the same thing, right, in the middle of the night. Now, like obviously, if there's a thunderstorm or something, there's going to be a caveat to it, but I 100% uh, don't remember that happening. That being said, talking about it with them, I don't necessarily get like a very much like you guys are such a soft generation because I do think that part of them wishes that they may have had those opportunities more when they were older because I know they definitely do now, right? Like they'll go and lay with my daughter if she's having a sleepover to help put her to bed, read books, all
Mm.
of that, and I think that's kind of that part of them coming out of stuff that they wish they could still be doing with us. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, good point. Yeah, exactly. Like they're softer, just obviously on the disciplinary track with their grandkids and everything, and just their being. Probably because they're not an exhausted parent, right? And then you still find them doing the co-sleeping rituals that you would normally do. That they're like, oh yeah, of course I want to lay down. Like I got this one, I got it. Yeah, yeah. And then obviously that just every time there's daylight saving times, the sleep part just
we're all
gets
we're all just getting through it.
just getting through it, just getting
But
through
it's
it.
funny though. It's like you do when you said like you're doing calculations before, right? And it's hilarious how many situations now of being a parent where it's almost like we need a whiteboard. We got to figure this out. Like what's and I don't know if we're just looking too much into it than what past generations did, but it's just funny how many times I've actually seen myself in that scenario where it's like we need a whiteboard. We got to write this down. We got to figure out where we went wrong today
I
to have
think
this
that,
not happen.
and that's a good point. Like we're probably overthinking it too much. Where the old motto was, "The baby will sleep when it's tired." Like
Mm-hmm.
there's probably some of that in play too. Right? We've tried to optimize it too much to the point that yeah, if we miss the wake window by 5 minutes, like what is a wake window?
I've actually never heard that term.
Oh, okay. So it's one it's probably on my wall somewhere too. Right, there's just like there's a little clock in the kitchen that's just counting down wake windows, and
I love that.
yeah, it's like if we miss the wake window by 5 minutes, like oh my God, it's going to be disastrous in 2 weeks, kind of thing. But I mean, the logic also just kind of stumps us when kids are tired. We put one of them down. Like our daughter's still on 2 naps. She's exhausted. She's falling asleep on
Mm-hmm.
the floor in the playroom. She's crying at this. She wants uppy. She wants all that. You put her down. 20 minutes later, she's just screaming awake. It's like, no, no, you're tired. Like, just you need this nap. We need a break from you right now.
You know, it's so funny because like in my professional career, like I deal with human beings, and it's this and human beings they can't regulate their own emotions for the most part. But it's like I say it's the exact same with big adults as it is like bigger bodies as little bodies. That so many problems in life could be solved if you just go to bed,
Yeah.
just close your eyes and lay down. Right? Why are you fighting at 3 in the morning? It's just like the same to our kids. Why don't you just go to sleep? It's 8 o'clock. You're tired. You don't
Yeah.
have to be awake. Just go to sleep and it's fine. You're loved. You are loved. Just go to bed. We'll see you in the morning.
Yeah. A nap, a snack, and maybe a poop.
Oh yes.
Three
That
things
sounds
that
that sounds like a trifecta right there.
Three things that could probably solve what you're feeling, your emotions right now.
You know, it's funny. That should be on the wall, right? It should be on your wall somewhere. Are you upset? Have you tried one of these? Check one of
Yeah,
these three.
yeah. When's the last time you ate? When's the last time you? How good of a sleep are you? How much sleep are you running on? And do you need a bowel movement?
Honestly, I think that's those are three good things to check in for any age.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look
Uh,
at this.
Sometimes after I take a dump, I just feel so good. Like
Dad's who life
not even
coach.
that's misleading. Sometimes I feel much better,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, was that it? Was just my body was just like holding on to all this shit, literally, and then now I'm free.
Dad's who metaphor. Right
Right.
there, buddy.
Um,
Oh, we're having fun. It's daylight savings. It's all out the window for now.
let's move. You put a little interesting tidbit in talking about the first couple of times, first like big oh moments. I'm not explaining it very well, but moments that like you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening, or I can't believe this has happened, and like how all encompassing and stuff, not suffocating, but how all encompassing those moments could actually be.
Yeah, 100%. And I remember when we were chatting about this and just that you get the feelings rushing back again. So basically, it was like when's the first time the worst thing happened
Mm.
for a certain scenario. And we don't mean like a life tragedy by any means, but I mean like you left your daughter in the main floor. You had to run upstairs to go to the bathroom or fold laundry, and then it was really quiet. And then you remember people saying that a quiet child is sometimes a scary thing. And you go downstairs, and our daughter had painted our couch. That was really cool. And you're like, oh no, this happened. Or a bigger one that I found absolutely hilarious. And I don't know, you have two kids. I'm sure it happened to you. At least I hope I can find some common ground with this. Pooping in the tub.
That one's terrifying.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah,
Like not you personally. You should just get out and sit on the toilet.
yeah.
But your little humans.
Um, the f- it's only happened once with our daughter, and that one wasn't like a big deal because we can kind of like see it happening. The one messy part about that is like they were both in the tub at the same time, and like there's a lot of toys, so then you're just like it's the immediate cleanup after. For that one,
Yeah.
that was the second one, but with our son, he was super constipated, right? And so we had been giving him like some all kinds of different treatments, like
Yeah.
doing the back rubs, doing the well, we're doing like the X-Lax and all that stuff, and then all of a sudden he starts pooing in the tub, and my wife just lifts him up, and I for some reason catch it.
No, you did.
All right, and then like, oh my god, that was gross. Can you believe it? And then like honestly, like we kind of get that situation sorted, and then 2 minutes later, the same thing happens again. But I have him now, and she catches it. So we just went through this whole thing where I was like, that was the wrong thing to do, and we just instinctively, for whatever reason, didn't let it hit the tub, wanted to catch it. And then you know, we were stuck deciding, do we have to keep giving, we have to drain the water and give him a new bath kind of thing, or are we just calling it a night?
I mean, I personally would think you probably want to drain the water and restart if there's if
Yeah.
we're dropping loads in it. If some
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
may
sorry,
hurt.
sorry. I meant like restart. Like obviously, yeah, we wouldn't just keep scrub a dub, but more like, are we gonna go through this again, or are we just gonna like wipe him off and call it a night?
I love it right there. But my friends are just natural born athletes. You guys can't turn it off, right?
Yeah, just like this is not good. This is not where it's supposed to be. But at the end of the day, I think there was something similar too. Either like my wife was throwing up, or he was gonna throw up, and I know I did this when I was a teenager, where it's like instead of throwing up in the toilet, I threw up in the sink.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I remember my mom being super upset with me because like
Well, you got to think about
you
it.
have to clean it.
You got to clean it, and then the next time, like your toothbrush falls in the sink, what are you gonna think of?
Exactly. That's all you're gonna think of.
That
You're
makes
gonna get a whiff of it every now and then, right? Where it's like toilet bowl, like one thing, it's not the greatest smelling place on earth, and you can kind of soak it there too. I guess you could do the same thing with the sink, but yeah, it's like sometimes in the moment, it's very you make a funny, questionable decision, and you're like that. Looking back on that, silly.
but I can get both sides. I can get your mind point, your viewpoint, because putting your face where poop goes, that probably is going to help you throw up a little extra, right? If you have a little bit left that you didn't get out, it's going to come out for sure,
Yeah. Yeah, oh,
right?
exactly. And it can be kind of gross too, right? Like it is like exactly like your point. You like, you know what's happening. I maybe that's the thing. Maybe I would already thrown up in there or there was something else in there, but I was like, "Oh my God,
But
this is
also,
disgusting."
as a side piece to that, we also come from the generation where our puke bowl was probably also a salad bowl,
Yeah.
which was probably also something to soak something other clothing in or something. Like it was definitely a multi-use bowl.
It was a hosting bowl.
It was a hosting bowl.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. The chips were going when people were coming over, it was the big chip bowl or nachos or Tostitos. It was also the bowl that you filled up for yeah like water or like cleaning like a special kind of cleaner, and then yeah it was also the puke bowl. It was just a stainless steel big metal bowl.
Yeah, loved it.
How
Or
about
tough.
okay, going back to the painting of the couch?
Yeah, that's right. Let's go talk about some kid stuff.
Obviously the paints were accessible to her, like her arts and crafts paints.
Yeah, after self reflection, I can see where I went wrong, and then the responsibility I share in this scenario.
And it probably, I mean, you had probably told her, hey, if you're painting, make sure you're staying on the paper or on the sheet or whatever it is, and you're not getting on any on the floor.
Hmm.
So in her mind, she's like, well, I'll just keep the paint on the couch and I won't get any on the floor.
You know, just listening to the rules, right?
Yeah.
Just listening to the rules.
You guys keep saying you want a new couch, you want this. I thought I could just paint it. And look, I didn't get any on the floor.
Well, that's the thing, and then you look over, you come downstairs, and she's just standing there wearing like your t-shirt or whatever bigger t-shirt you gave, just so she can get her clothes dirty, looking hilarious, right? Paintbrush in hand, paint on the couch, smiley face or whatever it was. She definitely loved doing smiley faces everywhere, like on the walls. You get that going as well,
Oh,
but
painting smiley faces.
yeah.
Not so not even like a smudge that people could explain. You could
Oh
explain that this
no,
was the paint. It was like, oh no, it's a smiley face.
yeah, we're peace and love moving around this house, guys. That's it.
That's awesome. And then uh, obviously you moving forward from that, you move the paints away, not so readily accessible.
Yeah, there are a couple shelves up now in the play area, but you know what though? At the same time, it was almost like a burden was relieved because we hated that couch anyways, and we were like, well, why would we get a new one while she's so young? And it's like, okay, that affirmed that choice. That was a good it was a good choice to make for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that was something. I was like, we were looking at something like this is gonna get ruined, and the comeback was, well, no, it's not. We'll take care of it. I'm like, we will take care of it, but guaranteed with kids, like it's gonna get ruined. We don't have to sweat this detail out, or when we were painting or fixing stuff. I was like, if it's a little off, it's a little off. Done
Yeah,
is better than not done here, and I guarantee you, in 5 years, this room, the walls are going to be marked up. We haven't even been in this house. We've been in this house just over a year,
yeah.
and our frequent flyer rooms, oh my gosh, they look like we've been here for 10.
Oh, buddy, Warzone. But we talked about this. I feel like we almost talked about this every time we've gotten together here, and I think that anyone listening can agree that it just so much of it goes back to just understanding where you are in life, like
Mm.
what part of the journey, what part of your chapter, what era, however you want to go by, like what part of that you're in right now, and realizing what there's going to be a time where all of your walls are perfect, and there's going to be a time where everything is put away where it's supposed to be, and I feel like you are going to miss that chaos.
And then that's when you're the super chill grandparent.
Yeah, that's right. It's everything is a circle. Life is a circle.
Well, maybe I'll rephrase that. Like, cause I don't know. I think sometimes I'm biased, but sometimes I think we're pretty chill. We're not sweating the same stuff. Obviously, the
No.
world's a little different, so we're sweating different things than our parents were. With that said, so maybe we're moving from the chill parent to the chill grandparent, or maybe the world's completely different when we're grandparents. Like it's gonna be scary the same way it's scary for our
Hmm.
parents when they get like a text message or an email and they're trying to decipher if it's a real person or an
Yeah.
AI print spot. Um, but what do you think the new scary world, is going to be like when we're grandparents?
I don't know, man, and it's crazy because I always ask my grandparents this because I love just and basically like anytime like through work and I'm dealing with like an elder or someone who's like way up there. Like I love talking to people in their hundreds, not hundreds, but like early 100s or late 90s, and just the things that they've gone through and the things that stress them out before. Like for them, if they didn't get to the bank before it closed on Friday, they're not going to have any extra cash for the weekend, to even just to go grocery shopping.
Yeah,
Right, so like you got stressors like that we can't even comprehend now because we just have access to it immediately on our phones. Our entire bank, we can just transfer money over, right? We can pay on an Apple Watch,
yeah,
right? Like those aren't the things that we need to concern ourselves with. But also, we grew up in an era that we're not even making it up. Come back in when the streetlights are on, right? Like
right.
taking off with our friends into the bush and playing whatever it is that you wanted to play, army or whatever, right? Build a fort for 6 hours and then come back, which is something that we wouldn't do now with our kids. And just because, like you said, the world's changed, but I have no idea what it's going to be like when we're older, when we're grandparents, right? Like, is it going to be that our house robot is going to take on a personality of its own? And
We have to get our money from the house robot before 5
yeah,
p.m. on Friday because once they
or
check out, that's it.
or is our strengths are going to be that our grandkids are going to like our house robot more than us? So we're going to be competing with that personality. Like I don't know.
Maybe we'll like our grand robots more than our grandkids.
That'll be the new thing.
Uh,
Oh,
any,
that's funny.
anything else you want to touch on, Josh? Or
I think today was just a fun one. We're limping through daylight savings. I think any outline we have is out the window.
that's it. Okay, we'll wrap us up.
All right, buddy. That was a ton of fun, guys. And he was Andrew.
He's Josh.
And together we are
Dads
Dads
who
Who
swing.
Swing.